A story coming in from the Athletic is really referring to us that Man United might opt for a local striker or forward this month. And I'm really skeptical about it, but I'm going to come in and really give you my views. Welcome to the United Matters channel. How are you guys? And where are you watching us from? I go by the names of Rock and David. Smash the like button, comment and share. If you're watching us for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. Rock and David is my name, and hope you guys are really having a fantastic stay wherever you are. And here we come to obviously bring you what we think is right about these stories. We are talking about Hannibal Ten Hag blocking his loan move, and then later a source has come out and really defied that. And who was gonna hit ratify it? I'm going to come here and obviously tell you who that was. And lastly, we are going to go back in the days how United really had fear factors, players that were really fear factors into the eyes of the opponents of Man United, and that has been confirmed to us by Dimitar Berbatov. So let's go eyes here onto the United Matters channel. We thank God for the gift of life and the Muslims Barakallahu Fikum. Rokan David is my name. You can as well call me RD, and don't forget to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. Now the story is coming in through from the Athletic, confirming to us that Manchester United opt for a low-cost forward this month. In that bracket comes Max Choupo-Moting, mainly substitute at Bayern, with Harry Kane leading the line, and United could be tempted to ask the question. Now, we look at Choupo-Moting and how he plays. He's a very good player, but for me, I'm fed up of us making such signings. That is it. Looks like we are not learning from the past. First and foremost, ask yourself, how old is Choupo-Moting? Choupo-Moting is 34 years of age, and why should we have him at the club of Manchester United? No reason to get him in. I'd rather put in Joe Higel as a second choice striker, because we know that we are building for the future. But right now, the club of Man United, we are a team that's going to be playing one game per week. So if you're playing one game per week, when Rasmus Højlund is away, Marcus Rashford can lead that line. One is asking Rokani, why aren't you talking about your favorite player, that is Anton Martial? Guys, I think Anton Martial's era is going to come to an end at the club of Manchester United. You might not want to hear it, but it's over. It's over in between him and Manchester United, and I would like to confirm to you that it's not going to be the same, at the club of Manchester United, because this guy has not shown that he can really not be injury prone. His injuries are really things that you can risk out, and he saw to it that when Erik ten Hag started to give him games consecutively, obviously he was off. Ever since he played against Bournemouth, he hasn't returned. So, and that was around I think the start of December, and he has been out for like 3 weeks, so we are waiting for his return. So I think he's out of the equation. And United going in for Choupo-Moting is one of those things I don't really give green light to, because it's not really a problem solver. I would rather us not bring in a center forward, this winter transfer window, and use the resources available. Rasmus Højlund, Marcus Rashford, right? Then Garnacho, Amad Diallo, Pelestri, who else? Anthony. Let's use those available to come in through and really to do the job. That is it. Because if Anton Martial goes and we don't bring any striker, Rashford can obviously help us in any other way possible. But I'm fed up of quick fixes. You could understand the situation we were in last time when we brought in Weghorst. We brought in Weghorst because he was really a very highly needed player by Erik ten Hag on loan, and we obviously let him leave and never really considered really signing him, and he was sold by Burnley. So in my own thinking, I think the agent of Choupo-Moting is putting out this story, and I'm gonna be shocked if at all Choupo-Moting is being looked at by the club of Manchester United. Yet the loan fee you're going to really pay for Choupo-Moting will be just like 10 million euros less to get in a player called Guirassy. And if at all you really get out Anton Martial in the January transfer window, and even though he has gone out on a free, that means you've gone ahead to save close to 6, I think it's around 7-8 million euros that we can use to obviously get in this player. Sancho leaving, you can save close to 6 million euros also. Don't even think leaving can save like 2. When you add all that money can be added up to bring in Guirassy on a permanent at the club of Manchester United. If one tells me you're going in for Guirassy, I'll 100% give it a go. Let him come in through and do the needful for the club of Man United. That is it. But if you come out and really told me about Choupo-Moting, no way. I'd rather play a season without Choupo-Moting and not bring in another striker. But if he is the option for the club of Manchester United, then that is very worrying. And we shouldn't be going that side. He's not a bad footballer, but why are we always going in for quick fixes? That is it. That is my big question. Why are we going in for quick fixes? That's what I'm hating about this. All we need is to see to it that everything goes on as planned. Let's not force the growth and progress. Let the progress happen organically. That is it. So we wait and see how that pans out. But for me, Choupo-Moting to Man United, however much is going to be a local striker. But according to the level of Man United, Guirassy is a local striker. 15 million pounds. They mean they cannot raise 15 million pounds to get in a player. I know that money is there. We can find means of obviously getting in that money and obviously bring in that player. For example, Sir Jim Ratcliffe is here. He has some money to spend for us. So, if you get Anton Martial out, those are wages of close to... I told you that Anton Martial earns £1 million per week. So, those are £6 million. You know, then Sancho, if they accept to obviously pay, if United is saving close to £100,000 a week, you know, times 4, that is a month, that is £400,000 a week, times 6, that is 2.8, you know, that takes us almost £10 million. Donny van de Beek, you know, I think has been earning £140,000. If you're saving £70,000 a week, that is almost £300,000 a week. You get £300,000 a month times 6, 1.8. That is like 2 million. So with those 3 players out and their salaries taken off and some loan fees coming in through from the teams where they're going through, I think United can raise the amount of money of really getting this guy in. That is Guirassy. So for me, I would rather go Guirassy, 27 years of age. He's on fire and he can obviously take us places. That is it. And let's obviously honor that and give it a very, very good go. That is Choupo-Moting. So for me, I don't want Choupo-Moting at Man United. Maybe Erik ten Hag might have something wrong with him, but this guy shouldn't be called up at the club of Manchester United. Then we are having Ahmed Adala. He works for Radio Mozakwi FM. He has confirmed to us that Erik ten Hag has blocked Hannibal from leaving on loan this month due to lack of options in the midfield. That's what Ahmed Adala went ahead to let us know. And then he later told us that a source close to the players denies the blocking of a loan move for Hannibal Mejbri by Erik ten Hag, which was put forward by the British media. The sources say Hannibal is currently studying the terms of the departure on the loan to another club. And by the way, he deserves it. He deserves it. If there is anything that Hannibal really needs badly, it's a loan, because he has gone ahead to reach the level of coming in through to obviously operate at a certain kind of regularity, especially when it reaches the time of really playing and kicking that ball around. So I really understand that. I love the player, but with us playing in only one competition, it hinders his progress this season. He has gone ahead to say to it that teams like Luton Town are interested in him, West Ham and very many others, but Ten Hag said you're going nowhere because of the number of games that we had. But after being knocked out of the Champions League, this guy has a chance to obviously go out and really play elsewhere, because you are having Casemiro, Amrabat, Scott McTominay, Kobe Menu, Eriksson, you know, all those are players playing in that double pivot. Mason Mount is there, Bruno Fernandes is there. So he is really like eighth feeder when it comes to playing for the club of Man United. So all he needs is get a team that's going to give him ample playing time to obviously go really and exercise his talent. And I know he has really gone ahead to become a very good player, but I think before he departs for the loan, he's going to first renew his contract at the club of Man United, and Erik ten Hag has seen a lot of potential in him. And maybe if he gets a Premier League team in the January transfer window that obviously signs him, we might see him really getting enough playing time, and he comes out to really take himself into competition next season to play for the club of Man United. Ten Hag really loves him a lot because of his fighting spirit and how talented he is as a player. And he scored, by the way, his first senior goal for the club of Man United against Brighton as we lost 3-1 at that stadium. So that is it about Hannibal, but is expected to fly to Tunisia to obviously play for his national team. So that is it coming in through from this guy known as Hannibal. So Hannibal might live out on a loan, and I think very many players are going to live out on a loan. You might see Dan go, you might see Hannibal, you might see Shola Tie. Who else? Pelestri might be a candidate that might be loaned out in these last 6 months of the season to see how things are going to pan out, because injured players are going to be back. And with the team having very many players back, that means the squad will be bloated and they need to run out players. So after that, let's talk about Dmitry Berbatov and what he went ahead to say about Man United in his time. He said, "In my time, Man United, we had Cristiano Ronaldo, Rooney, Giggs, Scholes, Neville, Vidic, Ferdinand, Evra, Van der Sar, and Alex Ferguson. When we stepped on the pitch, most of our opponents already accepted defeat." I really understand, but he should understand that how was that really built? How did Ferguson come up with that squad that had all those players that were really good? The genesis started up with Rio Ferdinand after the World Cup. Then he went ahead to get in Nemanja Vidic, Patrice Evra, Edwin van der Sar, Rooney. And it took him, by the way, what people don't know is it took Alex Ferguson close to 3 years to build a new squad that could compete at the Champions League level and at the Premier League level. Because Ronaldo coming in through, I think, 2003, Rooney followed up, then I think Patrice Evra came in, Van der Sar came in, Michael Carrick came in, the Nannies came in through the Anderson, Tevez, Berbatov, Dimitar, Louis Saha. So he went ahead to build up a squad that was really untouchable, and it took him close to 3-4 years until when he obviously had his epitome of the squad, when they went ahead to obviously win what we call the UEFA Champions League. He started to build this squad in 2003. And it took this squad 4 years to win their first trophy as a Premier League. Though around 2006, I think, we went ahead to win. Was it a Carabao Cup or an FA Cup? One of the two. So it was not built in a single day. And no team can do that when they're obviously sacking managers. All they need to do is, let's stick with Erik ten Hag and see what happens and build this squad to where we want it to be. So thank you guys for watching through. Tell me your thoughts about Choupo-Moting to United transfer interest considered because of him being cheap. Do you say yes to this or you say no to this? And Hannibal, would you send him on a loan or not? May the living to God bless you abundantly. Rokan David remains my name. I sign out for now. See you later. The Muslims Barakallahu Fikum. Ciao, ciao.